Hey guys, this is Lalana. Thanks for tuning into the Sovereign Path. So today we're going to talk about what makes you stronger. So you guys know, I say this a lot, I have a lot of people that I work with, and I love you guys all so much. I love you guys in the comments. I love everybody. But I work with a lot of people, and I do love you guys all so much, and you inspire me, and you inspire so many of the videos that I make, and you inspire me to continue to do this work, and I'm just so grateful for all of you. And so this video is again inspired by a lot of you, and the reason that I want to bring this through is because there's so much out and about in the stereotypical, sort of mainstream twin flame phenomena that I have spoken about in a couple other videos that has no idea what this path actually is. And that's not a slight, it's not any of those things. It just is. And the reason that I want to bring this through is because this path specifically is a spiritual awakening. It is leading you into your highest timeline. It's leading you back home to self. It's leading you back into the true awareness that you are consciousness, that you are the I am presence embodied, that you are the light of being having an experience here. And that this isn't about some, romantic fantasy kind of thing that it's been touted to be, right? And as I've said in a lot of my videos, it doesn't mean that you can't have romantic partnership. It doesn't mean that you also couldn't be friends with your best friends with your twin. It doesn't mean that you can't have, these harmonious, beautiful physical interactions with your twin, right? It means that these interactions with the twin, they start from within you because you are the leading energy here. They start from within you because the whole purpose of this path is to catalyze you into an awakening process that breaks away anything that has had you suffering, anything that has had you running in loops and chasing and striving and trying and hoping and yearning, and making you feel unworthy or making you feel small or making you have anxious attachment style or anxious avoidant style, all the traumas that potentially you've experienced that have created all of these sort of things, all the traumas and the subconscious programs that are still showing up in your life and that are, leading you in this way or that way, and all of those sort of things that have made the 3D matrix what it is, right? And that's all fine and good. And like I say in lots of my videos, that's part of the separation experience that we have come to have as souls, as the higher self, as the I am presence experiencing itself here in form. But the awakening process in a true twin flame dynamic is breaking you free from that, right? It's breaking you loose from that. That's why I'm always saying that this is the ultimate gift. The spiritual awakening in this way is an ultimate gift. It will free you. It will make you better. It will bring you back into your sovereignty. It will bring you back into the remembrance of what you are. It will not have you chasing and striving and yearning and hoping and continuing to run the same attachment styles that potentially have had you going in loops and going around the thing and, striving and looking for all of these ways to be worthy or to be validated. This path will eradicate that stuff. Right? That's why I say this all the time. If you're not experiencing a spiritual awakening, then you're not experiencing a twin flame path. I work with so many people who are fully awakened due to this path, who are fully anchored in inner union due to this path, right? So this idea that keeps being touted, that we're chasing, it's all ego program. The idea that this is only about a fantasy romantic situation is still coming from egoic conditionings and subconscious programmings and all of these sort of things that literally keep you trapped in the 3D, romantic template of partnerships that is largely distorted and largely is what kept people chasing romantic partnership and looking for everything external to them to validate them and all of these sort of stuff, and sort of always kept us in loops and looking, and we have to find this, and I have to have this to be happy, and I have to find this to be happy. A true spiritual awakening not only shows you that everything is within you, that makes you feel completely and utterly fulfilled in ways that we don't remember because we have forgotten what that is when we, descended into this dimension to have this experience. But it's so fulfilling when you actually get to that point on your awakening path and on your ascension path that you just attract from love. You're just love. You're just unconditional love. It's just pouring out of you. Your heart space opens back to its full capacity, right? And from that place, there isn't chasing, there isn't yearning, there isn't any of that stuff. There isn't hoping that the dynamic is going to look like this or act like this or talk like this. Because the fulfillment that is coming from within you now, the remembrance of what you are, is so anchoring, it's so free, it's filled with so much love and joy and abundance that has nothing to do with anything outside of you, that you understand in that moment that that is what this whole path was about, that that's what it means when Lalana is saying this is bringing you back home, right? That it's bringing you back home, that this is actually making you better, that it's actually freeing you from all the things that have had you in loops and had you suffering. And so the purpose of this video for me is to really drive home. If you find that on this journey, you're not getting stronger, you're not getting better, you're not stepping into your sovereignty, you're not stepping into your light, regardless of how difficult this path may feel, you will consistently have the awareness that subconscious programmings that were once tying you down are fading. You will have the awareness that you are shifting into your light. You will actually experience and feel love within you that you have never experienced before. You will actually have the awareness that you are shifting into the higher consciousness that is you. You will be able to feel these things. You will know that this path is a gift, right? Even in the days that it feels like absolute hell, you will still be able to feel, as you're moving through your ascension process, that this is bringing you back into the light, that it is bringing you back into the highest awareness, that it's bringing you back into the truth of what you are and what you have always been. And you will start to radiate this from within you. You will start to feel good for absolutely no reason whatsoever other than the fact that you have come back into the embodiment that you are the I Am Presence experience itself in form, and now you have just shifted out of separation and back into oneness. Right? That's the thing about this path that I want to really continue to hit on over and over and over again, because the ego gets really embroiled and wrapped up in its program and its belief systems and its thoughts and how all of this stuff is supposed to look and how romantic partnership is supposed to play out and all of those sort of things. And you need to keep reminding yourself that this is not a 3D game. This is not a 3D path, right? This is a 5D path and higher. This is unity consciousness coming back online. And so when you have that awareness and you're moving through this path, you will also have the awareness, as I said, that this is setting me free. That being on this path is setting me free. It's making me stronger. It's reminding me of my sovereignty, and not in a mental way. I can actually feel this, right? I can actually feel the truth of what I am with every breath, with every step, with every interaction, with every higher awareness, with every subconscious programming falling. I can actually feel the truth of what I am coming back online. That is what this path is. It's what it is. It's what it will always be. And so if you find that you're not experiencing those things, if you find that it's just going on and on and on, or potentially, the situation you feel is just making you worse, right? It's just making you feel worse, and you're just not getting to that point where this is starting to empower you, where you're actually shifting out of your suffering, where you're actually seeing this as a gift, and you're actually having that higher awareness of, oh shit, I am the light of God having an experience here. I am coming back into my conscious awareness. If you're not having those experiences, then you're not experiencing a twin flame path. And that is the issue with why the twin flame path gets a bad rap and it gets a bad name. Because people don't actually understand what's going on here. This is your awakening. That's what's going on here. This is your awakening that has been catalyzed by the aspect of you who is also here with you, catalyzing you to break you free from your suffering, right? To break you free from the program, to break you free from the matrix. And so if you find that you're still embroiled in all of those things and you're not really moving forward, then you're not experiencing a spiritual awakening and you're not experiencing a twin flame dynamic. And as I've said before, I know some of the messages that I bring through sound harsh to the ego. And, I get it, because the ego doesn't want to hear stuff like that. It doesn't understand stuff like that. It pushes back against stuff like that. And so the reason that it's so important for me to continue to make videos like this is because we need to really not put ourselves in positions where, we're suffering, right? That's not what this path is about. It's not about suffering. It's about breaking you loose from it. It's about breaking you free from it. And that is effectively what it does. Time and time and time and time again. If you are a true twin flame, you are being broken loose from the suffering, and you will feel it, and you will see it, and there will be examples of it coming in to your external reality all the time. Because the more your heart opens, the more you free yourself from the traumas and the karmas and all of that kind of stuff, which is going to happen on the awakening path, then the more you see around you love showing up, the reflection of the light showing up, the reflection of you showing up, kindness showing up, right? Situations just working out in your favor all the time. Not because you're trying to manifest it, because it's what you are. It's what you are. And so you're just creating that stuff by default, right? You'll know if you're going through a spiritual awakening. You'll know. It's unmistakable, right? And bit by bit, little by little, I'm not saying that awakening is easy. It's painful because the subconscious aspects of you are shedding. The ego aspect of you is dying, and that feels painful because you've been identifying with that for so long. But bit by bit, it will start to feel like freedom. This path will start to feel free. It will start to set you free, right? You'll start to feel the love of what you are. You'll start to feel the love of oneness. You'll start to feel the interconnectedness of all beings, of all things. And you will feel the joy in that. You will have the remembrance that I am that, right? And not mentally. Embodiment, you will feel it. That's how you know that you're actually experiencing this path. It changes you completely, right? It changes you completely from the person you were when you got activated, from the person that you continue to grow into and remember that you are as this path continues. And so this path is about bringing you back into the best of, there are no words. Every time I try to explain this, there are no words to explain what it feels like to come back into the remembrance of what you are, to actually feel it within you is the most incredible, most bring you to tears, most free-flowing, most loving state that you can ever imagine, to the point that you can never understand how you forgot that to begin with, right? You forgot it because you came into experience separation, and so we had to forget it in order to believe that we were separate and to have all of these experiences. So yeah, it's important that I keep making videos like this every now and again, especially for the people who are potentially new to my channel and haven't heard these messages, come through yet. If you haven't, watched a lot of my videos, this path is the most incredible gift that you have been given. And so if you're actually on it, just know that these things are going to be happening, right? It's going to be breaking you free. It's going to be bringing you into your sovereignty. That's what it does. That's the whole purpose of this. This isn't toxic, right? It isn't narcissistic. It isn't abusive. It doesn't have you feeling like worse and worse. It doesn't have you feeling like shit constantly. Ego death sucks. There's no doubt about it. But you still have the higher awareness that you're being guided and led this entire time, and that the higher self that is you is not going to let you fall. So, you know, you're just going to know. And so if you're not experiencing stuff like that, and it's just like pain after pain after pain after pain that doesn't seem to lift, right? And it just feels like you're being drained and drug around and all of that, that's not what this is. That's like potentially, yeah, a toxic situation. It isn't a twin flame dynamic. Twin flame dynamics are bringing you out of toxicity. They're bringing you back into the light. Right? It's why I talk about unconditional love all the time as well. And I know that that's a broad concept, and the ego definitely doesn't understand what unconditional love is. The ego thinks that unconditional love is being a doormat and like just allowing whatever to come in and come out and whatever and whatever. That's not what unconditional love means, right? Unconditional love is an embodiment that you will feel, that you will come back into as you continue to ascend on this path. Unconditional love means it's the interconnectedness of all things, coming back into the remembrance and the truth of I am oneness. I've always been oneness. I hold no judgment or blame or anything for anyone because I have the higher awareness that I am that we are one, experiencing ourselves in form in myriad of ways. And when you really feel into that, there will be no blame for the twin. There'll be no judgment for the twin. There'll be no judgment for this path. There will be reverence for this path. There will be awe for this path, because you will come back, you have come back home to the truth of the higher consciousness that is you, right? That's what this path is doing. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully that brings you guys some clarity and, you know, it resonates. This is a massive, massive gift. And I understand, you know, for the people who are potentially going through the beginning stages, ego death, dark night, yeah, it feels like hell, but that's temporary. It won't always feel like that, right? And for some people, it won't feel like that for long. It just depends. Just depends how long you fight and how long your ego fights and all of that sort of stuff. But you will always have the higher awareness, and it will always be surrounding you that you are being guided. You will feel it, you will see it, you will know it. This will not feel like you're just out on your own and nobody's with you and all of those sort of stuff in regard to your higher awareness and your higher self and the I am presence that is you. It will always be coming through the 5D, communicating with you, showing you all of those sort of things. So that's what I have. You guys have an awesome day.